Welcome to this edition of 15,786,084 minutes. I'm your host, Norma Lee Boring. In this episode, we will take a look inside a children's church in Union, New Jersey, Calvary Assembly of God, and find a Kelly Ann Zapula. She's about to turn 30 years old, and to honor that, we would like to showcase this dedicated worker who has been involved in this ever-growing children's church for 15 years. Yes, half her life. We will look at her life as a small child, and then we will watch her grow into a young lady whose love for children drew her to get involved in children's ministry. She started young, and over the years her involvement has grown. She now holds a very respectable role in, well, let's start at the beginning. Kelly Ann Zapula was born September 23rd, 1981. She was the firstborn to William and Barbara. She was born with a thick head of blonde hair. With this hair, she made a loud statement even before she could talk. We asked Kelly's father, William, known as Bill, what Kelly was like as a young child.
When Kelly was a youngster, a little bambino, we used to drive in my truck, and I had no radio, so we invented a little song, a sing-along, if you will. And I started out with just a little la 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 la, and then it escalated into la 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 la, la 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 la, la. And she followed right along, and I created a monster. But it cleared her lungs and got a lot of traffic out of the way.
Wow, she must have a really loud singing voice with all that training. Now we will hear from her mother, Barbara.
Let's see, what was Kelly like as a teenager? Well, like most teens, she was very busy. She did her schoolwork at home. She loved playing tennis. That was her favorite sport. She'd go out and play, or she loved watching tennis, especially the U.S. Open, which is coming up. Yay! What else? She loved to do photography. She got into that a little bit later on. She still loves that. Does photography. What else? Oh, cooking. We started doing a lot of cooking at home, during her teens. She just loved getting the cooking magazines. She'd just wait for the mailman to come, I think, just to see if the new magazine was in there. So that was a fun time. Then she worked with the children at Calvary, which she just loved being with the kids. In fact, she started asking God about her job. She worked at a bank, and she really wanted to work with kids. So she started asking him, what she should do, and he brought her to this job, which was actually just a couple blocks away. And she worked with children with autism, and which now then led to a job working with children with Down syndrome, where she's at right now. And she just fits right in there.
We also located her only sibling, her sister Cheryl. Cheryl has also been involved in Calvary's Children's Church for many years. So we thought we'd ask her, what's it been like working beside your sister? Working with Kelly has been great. Yeah, it's been great. Well, there's times it's like 10 p.m. on Saturday night, and I get a phone call. It's Kelly. She's asking, hey, Cheryl, what you think we should teach the kids tomorrow morning? And I'm like, well, Kelly, don't you think you should have thought about this a little sooner? I mean, it's 10 p.m., I'm about to go to bed. And, she starts picking my brain and asking me for ideas, and I give her ideas because, I'm her sister, and what else are sisters for, right? You help your sister out. Now that we've looked at how Kelly has grown from a young child to a 30-year-old woman, let's take a look at how Calvary's Children's Church has evolved over the years and Kelly Zapula's involvement in it. Let's start out where Kelly first got involved. Kelly first got interested in helping out in Children's Church when her friends would volunteer about once a month for the then Children's Church leader, Betty Zoppi. At that time, children's church attendance was roughly 6. The girls would take turns helping out Miss Zappi in pairs of 2, doing things like passing out papers or contacting parents of unruly children, and so on. We contacted Betty Zappi, who now lives in Whiting, New Jersey, for an interview. But she said she was too glued down. She provided us with a statement that arrived in a heavily glittered envelope. Here's what it says. Kelly was a very good helper in my class. She would do things like helping pass out crayons, bring the children to the bathroom, and always very eager to help take the offering. Almost protective about it. I am very proud to find out she is still involved in children's ministry today. That is from Miss Betty Zappi. After the Betty Zappi era, there was a small period of time where the girls would take turns, again in pairs of 2, planning and teaching a lesson for the kids, and maybe doing a craft. Children's church was later taken over by a new couple at Calvary, Ben and Nydia Stecky. This was a very exciting time for Calvary's children's church. Attendance was growing, and Mr. Stecky, being handy with power tools, built an elaborate puppet stage that resembled a castle. Children's church now had a backstage, lots of puppets, props, costumes, and even a tree. Kelly then began being involved in children's church every week, helping out with skits, performing with puppets, and interacting with a not-too-bright character. Around the turn of the century, children's church transformed once again, this time with John and Janet Bechtel, a brother and sister team taking over as co-leaders. It was at this time Kelly was given the role of Miss Memory Verse and started teaching the children Bible verses with exciting PowerPoints, fun games, and catchy songs she would come up with all by herself. To this day, Kelly still holds the role of teaching the children memory verses. Kelly became so valuable to Miss Jana that her brother John was soon replaced, and Kelly was named co-leader. Kelly now was involved in planning and was given a bigger role in teaching the children. This was all to prepare her for the role that she holds today. A little over a year ago, Calvary Assembly of God in Union, New Jersey, added an additional site in Berkeley Heights. And of course, there was no question as to who would take the role as children's church leader. None other than Kelly Zapula. She now joyfully serves the children of Berkeley Heights alongside her team members, Sean, Rachel, and Julie. We've gotten together some of the kids who have sat under Miss Kelly's teaching and asked them, what have you learned from Miss Kelly? Here are some of their responses.
Miss Kelly taught me how to love God.
Miss Kelly taught me that Jesus makes many miracles.
Who's Miss Kelly? I learned that Miss Kelly likes to talk to puppets.
Miss Kelly taught us to love our brothers and sisters.
We learn about the sin.
Kelly taught us how to use puppets to inspire people.
I learned that Miss Kelly loves jalapeno bagels.
She helps us hide things in our hearts.
Miss Kelly doesn't teach from the Bible text.
How sweet. As we continue to tell you this story about how a young girl with a passion for children grew up to be the children's church leader she is today, like all stories we do here on 15,786,084 minutes, the story doesn't end here. Coming up after the break, we go behind the scenes and find a world of obsession, addiction, and embezzlement. You will not believe what our investigative teams have uncovered. Stay tuned to 15,786,084 minutes. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
I see you. Tony, there he is. Right there, wait for that. Oh, you won't put him down. Put him down. Put him down. Put him down.
Well, hello there, and good afternoon. Now, I just want to take a few minutes of your time to inform you about these things we call children's church puppets, okay? These fluffy, furry little animals here that you see that look like they're cute and you'd like to play with them, right? These things are actually utilized by a certain species of people who desire and have committed to providing entertainment and teaching and comedic relief for young, crazy little toddlers about the age of 5 or 6 years old who are running rampant. Come on. Where's me viewers? Come on. Get down. Come on. I need this in. Come on, help me. I'll put your weight on him. Come on, don't just stand there. Help me out. Come on. Now, as you sit there and you think that these things are inanimate, you're thinking they're lifeless, I gotta tell you, that is not the case, okay? To be honest, I have caught this on video. I have exclusive, high-definition camera footage, right, of these things sneaking out of their natural habitat, that being the back storage closet in your local children's church, downstairs in your basement, or wherever you carry it out. These things, they sneak out and they're going to bathrooms, they're calling all their mates and all their friends, and they're having a nice big old party there. They're throwing water around all over the place. I mean, they're going to flood the old place. And then they make a right mess. It's a nasty mess. Trust me, you do not want to be the one coming in on Sunday morning having to clean that up with 12 minutes before children's church starts. You do not want that. There he is. He's appropriately harnessed and restrained. Well, that was not easy by any means. It took a lot of work. I have just shown you how to restrain a wild, rabid, rampant children's church puppet that is on the loose. This thing is highly dangerous. I mean, it could go out there and hurt somebody. But now, churches all across America will be much safer. I mean, that's everything from a children's church in California or Florida or something, all the way to, I don't know, Calvary Assembly of God in Berkeley Heights, eh? So, I'm gonna take care of this lad right here. He's caused enough trouble for one day, okay? Are you okay, good sir? Please, just show the camera, sir. Tell me you're okay. Are you okay? All right, you're good, okay. I didn't mean to hurt you, okay? I'm gonna take this guy and I'm taking him out of his natural habitat, and I'm gonna put him in captivity where he will never again hurt or harm any children, any people, or anything like that. So, thank you.
Coming up on the next episode of Lifestyles of the Poor and Unknown with your host, Robin U. Blind. Coming up, we'll revisit one of our most popular episodes about the poor, unknown, and unemployed John Bechtel. What is John up to these days? Is he still working for his younger brother, Jeremy? What are his eating habits? Have they improved at all? What does John do in his spare time? How much spare time does he have? Does all of his time qualify as spare time? Has John settled down and gotten married? Have a girlfriend? Know of any girls? What is John up to? Has he accomplished anything since we've last seen him? Please tune in at 2 a.m. I'm serious, please tune in. Come on, there's nothing else on besides infomercials. Please, cut me a break. Thank you.